defined function. Example 2. Graph a piecewise defined function. What are the domain and range? Over what interval is the function increasing or decreasing? Well, let's see here. Let's take a pen. So first of all, let's take it for the first scenario here. If y is a 3 and 3 is a here, right here, it says that from the interval -4, x is greater than -4 and smaller or less or equal to 0. So here is -4, and in -4 this is open, so we can write open, and this is f of x is equal to 3 is a constant function, and to 0 is a closed, so we can make this a closed. Let me make this closed here, and then we can draw here a line that is goes directly here, and now we already draw the piecewise function or linear function that is in interval -4 to 0, and f of x is 3. Now we are going to the next example, but let me take a different color. F of x is -x, and in the interval 0, where x is greater or equal to 0 and less or equal to 2. First of all, I'm looking to 0, but to 0 here is closed, and if I'm plugging 0 in a -x, is going to be 0, but 0 is closed, so I'm making this, let be a little bit closed here. And now I'm looking for the second endpoint here, the second value, and if I'm plugging 2 instead of x here, is going to be -2. So x is 2 and y is -2, so it's going to be here, but this is closed. So let me make closed here. And now I'm connecting these 2 points, and we have the linear function that is in interval of 0 and 2, and the linear function is -x. Now I'm going to the third one, but let me change the color. In the function f of x is 3 minus x, because the piecewise functions are usually functions that are defined with two or more equations, and this has 3 equations. So now f of x is equal to 3 minus x. If I'm looking at 2, here x is 2, and if I'm plugging 2 here inside, is going to be 3 minus 2 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1, so 1 is here, and this is open. Let me make this is open here. But now I am plugging in a 4. The endpoint 4 is open. You see here, I've got this sign, because the x is less than 4 and greater than 2. So the endpoints are open. And now 3 minus 4, instead of x is 4, 3 minus 4 is -1. And -1 is here. So here is open. And now I'm connecting these 2 points here. And we are done in this with the graphing. Now we are looking for the domain. What is the domain of this function? And let's see what is the domain. The domain is here is open, starts from the open from -4, and here it continues, because this is closed to the point 2. It means it can continue this further and is up to 4. So the domain starts with the open, so I'm taking parentheses in the interval -4, and is to the open interval to the 4. So this is domain, or sometimes we can write this domain for this domain we can write in this form. So domain is from -4 to 4. This is the domain. Now we are looking for the range. What is the range of this function? So the range goes from -2, we are looking with respect to the y-axis, it goes from -2 and it goes here and goes up to 1, the range. So the range is, but in -2, the minus 2 is a closed here, minus 2. This interval here at this point is a closed, so including minus 2, and is up to 1, but 1 is open, so this interval does not include the 1, but is up to 1. And we are looking here, we have 1 point, so we can write, because it's just a 1 point, is a union of the discrete point, which is as a set of the point 3 here. So let me write this with the braces, and this is the range. Now we are looking in which interval the function is increasing or decreasing. From minus 4 to 0 we don't have any change, because from minus 4 to 0 is constant. But what is decreasing in interval from 0 to 2 and from 2 to 4. So this integral is this function is just decreasing, and we would say that in the interval from 0, let's include 0 to 4, is just a decrease in the function. This function is just decreasing. We don't have any increase, and in interval minus 4 to 0 is a constant function. So we already answered in all of these questions.